Hi, everyone. We are in the top 20, actually, the top 19 of the list. We're going to try and cover about half of that today. And being that we are at the very, very top of the list, every movie I'm about to mention is incredible. I love it. I think it's beautiful. I think the casting is incredible. Cinematography, story, everything. Just everything about this movie to me, these movies that I'm about to list to me are perfection. So I'm not going to spend any time on that per movie because I'm just going to repeat myself over and over again. What I will do is, as usual, give you the title, the year that it came out, and just a couple of shout outs to like directors, actors, etc. Nobody in particular because they're more brilliant than others. Again, all these movies, everybody in them is brilliant, but just it's the best that I can think to do so that I'm not just harping on about the exact same thing over and over and over again. So number 19 is Hero from 2002. So this movie was directed by Zhang Yimou, who is probably a little bit more well known for House of Flying Daggers, which came out a few years after. House of Flying Daggers is great, but Hero stands out to me. The cast is an absolute who's who of like all different Pan-Asian actors. The soundtrack is incredible by it was composed by a composer named Tan Dun. So look that up if you've never heard it. I absolutely love it. And the movie is unbelievably beautiful. So highly recommend if you enjoyed House of Flying Daggers, or if you're not familiar, just highly recommend. Very, very, very good movie. All right, number 18 is When Harry Met Sally from 1989. So this one was directed by Rob Reiner, so that of course means that it is hilarious, and it is. Meg Ryan, Billy Crystal, Carrie Fisher are all absolutely delightful. It's the original rom-com. It's a really, really good one. If you've never seen it, highly, highly, highly recommend. Okay. Number 17 is V for Vendetta. That came out in 2005. The film is based on the graphic novel by Alan Moore. The movie has Hugo Weaving, who did an incredible job with the incredible words that were written for him. And then Natalie Portman is, of course, as usual, she's great in it. This has another who's who of wonderful Western European actors, all of whom did a beautiful job. But I'll go ahead and move on because, like, seriously, everybody is incredible. Okay, number 16 is The Cell. Came out in 2000. This movie is so incredibly beautiful to look at, but it is about an extremely graphic and disturbing content. So kind of like be aware if this is something that you're thinking about looking into. Vincent D'Onofrio's performance, he's incredible in everything, but he really, to me, this is like my absolute favorite Vincent D'Onofrio performance. JLo's also in it, and she is incredible in it. But for me, this is by far and away like the star of this one is Vincent D'Onofrio for me. Okay, number 15 is Best in Show from the year 2000. So this is one of the Christopher Guest like mockumentary style movies that he makes. There's so many of them. A lot of them have the same, or at least like a very similar cast. They're all hilarious. They're all so funny. Like, well, I always said they're hilarious, but like they're impressive because most of them are written without a true script, and it's like very loosely based on just like one little like follow through line that was kind of written, and then everybody just kind of ad libs, and it's all the same brilliant, hilarious actors. I really just like this one in particular. For me, there's just a lot of little nuggets in it that I just love. But all of Christopher Guest movies are hilarious and brilliant. However, special shout out to Christopher Guest, Catherine O'Hara, Eugene Levy, just so good. All right, so number 14 is Hot Fuzz from 2007. I told you we would have another Edgar Wright, and here it is. So it's interesting that Best in Show, Hot Fuzz ended up higher on the list than Shaun of the Dead, because for a long time I really thought Shaun of the Dead was unimpeachable and was just never going to not be at the top of my list. But over time, I don't know what happened, just Hot Fuzz like really started seeping into my consciousness, and like find it so, so funny. Like every single beat, every single joke, every single gag, everything lands just exactly perfectly for me. So Hot Fuzz, 2007, directed by Edgar Wright. Of course, we still have Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, just like, you know, he does in all these other Cornetto trilogy. But Timothy Dalton is also in it. He is delightful, and Jim Broadbent's performance in it is like, I love it. Okay, so moving on to number 13, another Mel Brooks. This one is Young Frankenstein, 1974. This is my all-time favorite Mel Brooks film. The cast is like beyond compare. Every single person in this film is impeccably cast, at the top of their game, hilarious, brilliant, just, and everybody works together so well. It's gorgeous, just wonderful, wonderful movie. So if you've never seen it, please pick up Young Frankenstein. Do yourself a favor. Okay, moving on to number 12, Moulin Rouge, 2001, directed by Baz Luhrmann. This is another part of a trilogy, actually, his Red Curtain trilogy. Ooh, I don't think I have that right. I don't remember what that's called right now. But anyway, so Baz Luhrmann made quite a few films that I love, and I had a hard time picking the one that I really wanted to go with. But at the end of the day, I picked Moulin Rouge because the soundtrack just moves me. The movie moves me. The film really does. And I just, Ewan McGregor's performance kills me every time. Jim Broadbent's vocal pipes like slay me. I really, really, really love that Baz Luhrmann uses John Leguizamo in his films. And quite frankly, I would give it to John Leguizamo's performance in Romeo and Juliet every single time. Like if I could have put, you know, a prize on John Leguizamo's turn as Tybalt, I would have done so. And I really wanted to pick Romeo and Juliet, like Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet. But at the end of the day, I just had to be honest with myself, and Moulin Rouge is the one that I love to watch just a little bit more than Romeo and Juliet, but they were both excellent. Okay, let's move on to number 11, which is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Oh, this one was written by Charlie Kaufman. So of course that means that it's going to be complex and weird, but it's directed by Michel Gondry, who is great at weird. It worked out really well for this particular film. Absolutely stacked, incredible, just like pinpoint precision, perfect casting. You know, Kate Winslet and Jim Carrey are both just absolutely incredible, but the entire supporting cast is also like across the board brilliant, and I love every single one of them that's in this one. I will, let's see, I think I can have probably one more. Number 10, Total Recall from 1990. So this is another film adaptation of another Philip K. Dick novel. Again, like I said, that's just going to be a thing for me because I'm such a sci-fi nerd. But this one in particular, obviously it's a banger. It's got Arnold Schwarzenegger and it's a big action, you know, flick. Super big shout out though to Rachel Ticotin. Like she does such an incredible job. Sharon Stone is delightful in this film, by the way. But everybody in it is just like doing exactly what they need to do to make the whole movie just a little bit better. So gotta appreciate that. It is a Paul Verhoeven film, so it's just like disgusting and bloody and like what, but it's so much fun to watch. And I have to admit, I have loved it since I was a little girl, and I still do to this day. So I am going to go ahead and stop there. Next time that we meet, I am going to go over the top 9 films on my list of top 100 movies. So I hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and just be safe. Bye.